President Bernie.
Bernie, 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 brother Bernie, brother Bernie, brother Bernie, brother Bernie.
But while I'm here, I have to tell you that in my heart of hearts, I truly believe that Senator Bernie Sanders is the right man to lead this country.
Feel the burn, man. I'm feeling the burn. I want to hear more from this guy. I want to hear more.
I started paying attention a little bit more and, really seeing that Bernie was a part of fighting against segregation. That was something that really touched my heart.
Remember that a year before King died, when King spoke out against the war in Vietnam, and when King said we need billions of dollars to provide decent jobs, not only for black people, but for white people. And when King said, I am going to organize a poor people's march to go to Washington, of blacks and whites and yellows, but of poor people to demand justice. Suddenly, when Martin Luther King began talking that language and taking on the system, my goodness, the FBI was investigating him and tapping his phone. The President of the United States wasn't talking to him. The real issue in this country is class. And the ruling class and the big money people do not want to see workers wake up. They don't want to see workers voting. Now,
the greed of the billionaire class, the greed of Wall Street is destroying this economy and is destroying the lives of millions of Americans. We need an economy that works for the middle class, not just a handful of billionaires, and I will fight and lead to make that happen.
Senator, the real issue is not whether you're black or white, whether you're a woman or a man. In my view, a woman could be elected president of the United States. The real issue is, whose side are you on? Are you on the side of workers and poor people, or are you on the side of big money and the corporations?
I want to tell you the moment when, for me, Bernie Sanders won last night's debate. The question was asked, what is the greatest national security threat to the United States? But Senator Sanders was the only person on that stage who gave the correct answer: climate change.
One of the global crises that must be addressed now, for the sake of our children and grandchildren, is climate change. Virtually all scientists who have studied this issue have concluded that climate change is real, it's caused by human activity, and it is already causing devastating problems in our country and around the world.
I am here as a proponent for a political revolution that says healthcare is a right of every citizen. I'm here because working class and poor people deserve a chance at economic freedom. And yes, if you work 40 hours a week, you should not be in poverty. That's why I'm here.
What we are saying loudly and clearly is $7.25 an hour. The current federal minimum wage is a starvation wage. It's got to be raised to a living wage. All of our workers from coast to coast need at least $15 an hour.
Right now, marijuana is listed by the federal government as a Schedule I drug, meaning that it is considered to be as dangerous as heroin. That is absurd. Let us be clear, as is the case in many other areas, that there is a racial component to this situation. Although about the same proportion of blacks and whites use marijuana, a black person is almost 4 times more likely to be arrested for marijuana possession than a white person. In my view, the time is long overdue for us to remove the federal prohibition on marijuana. Healthcare is absolutely a human right, whether you're rich or whether you're poor. Every person in this country has a right to know that when he or she gets sick, they're not going to face bankruptcy. They're not going to delay going to the doctor because they can't afford the deductible. That they know that they go to the doctor, they go to the hospital when they need to because they are a human being entitled to health care.
Senator Sanders, I want to stay on this and ask you, how big a role does corporate America play in a healthy economy? And will corporate America love a President Sanders?
No, I think they won't. So Hillary and I have a difference. CEOs of large multinationals may like Hillary. They ain't going to like me. And Wall Street is going to like me even less. I don't think I'm going to get a whole lot of campaign contributions from Wall Street. I don't have a super PAC. I don't want campaign contributions from corporate America.
Where other candidates are getting gigantic sums of money from billionaires in exchange for compromising favors, Bernie is not for sale. He says what he means, and he means what he says, and he is not for sale. You can't buy him, and I just think that is so neat. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you, if we're all very smart and a little bit lucky, the next President of the United States.
I give you the next President of the United States.
The next President of the United States, Senator Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders.
Senator Bernie Sanders.
Oh, there he is. That's what I'm talking about. He's the one I'm talking about.